Hey everybody, I'm Philip.
And I'm Justin.
And together we are Pajamas. We are about to watch the Season 5 Christmas Special 2010, or as HBO Max calls it, Season 5, Episode 14. So yeah, we get to see what's in store for us with our first Christmas special of the Matt Smith era.
Yes.
And yeah, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, let's not dilly-dally on this one. Without further ado, let's get into it.
The lights stop flashing. Does that mean he's coming?
He's still wearing the...
Honeymoon suite. Oh.
The first settlers called it the Crystal Feast. I called it expecting something for nothing.
It's from Earth, sir, registering over 4,000 life forms on board.
Not if we wait a bit.
Sorry, Christmas Eve on a rooftop, saw a chimney, my whole brain just went, what the hell? Don't worry, Father Christmas, Santa Claus, or, as I've always known him, Jeff.
There's no such person as Father Christmas.
A big flashy lighty thing, that's what brought me here. Big flashy lighty things have got me written all over them. Not actually, but give me time and a crayon.
The skies of this entire world are mine. My family tamed them, and now I own them.
Tame the sky. There are 4,003 people I won't allow to die tonight. Do you know where that puts you?
Where?
4,004.
Get him out of here. And next time, try and find me some funny poor people.
There's a portrait on the wall behind you. Looks like you've just 2 opposites your father. All the chairs are around away from it. Daddy's been dead for 20 years, but you still can't get comfortable where he can see you. There's a Christmas tree in the painting, but not in this house on Christmas Eve. You're scared of him. You're scared of being like him. Good for you. You're not like him. Not really. Do you know why? Because you didn't hit the boy.
Are you lying?
Yes, I am.
Don't treat me like an idiot.
Was he lying?
No.
Oh, okay. Christmas Carol.
A what?
The Christmas Carol.
A what?
The Christmas Carol.
Doctor?
They're not really interested
You
in us.
don't listen to people. You listen to me.
I'm a ghost of Christmas past.
Get out! Get out of my house!
Okay. Okay, but I'll be back.
Why are you climbing in the window?
Because if I was climbing out of the window, I'd be going in the wrong direction. Pay attention.
Mrs. Mantovani's always my babysitter. What's so special about you?
Have you ever seen Mary Poppins?
No.
Good, because that comparison would have been rubbish. And you know what boys say in the face of danger?
What?
Mummy. Trust me.
Okay.
Oi, eyes on the top. Look at me. I wear it and I don't care. So, little fella, what do you eat?
Oh.
Boy, it's keeping its mouth though.
There is.
Just agree with me, because I've only got 2 goes and then it's your turn.
2 goes.
2 arms!
We were just gonna stun it. I didn't want to kill it.
She was trying to eat you.
She was hungry.
I need the number!
I'm not allowed to know until I'm older.
7258!
Just what I was after.
It's bigger on
The inside.
Yeah, it's in colour. Really knocks the walls back. Shark in a box to go. Nearly a dolphin.
No, it isn't.
But that's where you're wrong, because... Shut up.
Oh, it could be anywhere.
They look very poor.
They are very poor. Doesn't mean you can't be happy.
Of course it wasn't, because it was the 7 of diamonds.
No.
Oi, stop it. You're doing it wrong.
How did you do that?
Your card, I believe.
No.
Oh, shut up. Good night. Good luck night. Good night. It's this, or go to a room and design a new kind of screwdriver. Don't make my mistakes now. Go. Guys, we've really got to go quite quickly. I just accidentally got engaged to Marilyn Monroe. How do you keep going like that? Do you breathe out your ears? Hello? Sorry. Hello?
Leave what?
Oh, you know, this. Every Christmas Eve is getting a bit old.
Old? And if you ever need me, just activate it. I'll hear you.
I won't need you.
What's happened? What are you not telling me?
Why do we want to control the fish?
People are cattle. If you want to control cattle, you need to control their predators.
Hmm.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
You didn't think this was over, did you? I'm the ghost of Christmas present.
Eyes off the skirt.
You turned into a Roman.
Time can be rewritten.
You tell the doctor. Tell him from me. People count. I would never have known her if the doctor hadn't changed the course of my whole life to suit himself.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
I could release her any time I want, and she would live a single day.
Nobody has to die.
Everybody has to die.
Not tonight.
Tonight's as good as any other night.
Dang.
How do you choose? Prove me wrong.
I am showing it to you. I'm showing it to you right now. So what do you think? Is this who you want to become, Kazran?
Dad?
Ooh.
Trolls, they won't respond.
Of course they will. They're isomorphic. They're tuned to your brainwaves. They'll only respond to you.
Respond.
You changed the brainwaves.
Sure, I've changed you too much. The machine doesn't recognize you.
I know my father programmed. No, you can use this. I kept it, see?
Half a screwdriver? With the other half up in the sky in a big old shark right in the heart of the cloud layer. We need to transmit something into the cloud belt, something we know works. We need her to sing.
I think you waited a bit too long, didn't you? Holding my days like an old miser.
The doctor did it.
Yeah, he gets all the credit. Which is actually fair enough if you think about it.
You know, that could almost be mistaken for a real person. Snowman isn't bad either.
Ah, yes, you two. About time. Why are you dressed like that?
It'll be their last day together, won't it?
Everything's got to end sometime. Otherwise, nothing would ever get stopped.
Remember, it's a Christmas special.
I'm an asshole. I know. I know. If anyone ever wants to know the divide between someone who is a Disney fan and someone who is not a Disney fan, he can show them this episode. What did you think?
I thought that it was sweet.
Seriously, it was wonderful. I was waiting for the... What's up with the mouse ears on? I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not. It was fine. It was just... This is not my kind of... This is not my thing. This is not my thing. But I can see it for what it was. I'm not going to be an asshole about it and shit all over it. Because I can't. It was a fine story. Taking the, the story of A Christmas Carol and...
Hooving it.
Yeah. Molding around this was clever. But it just got a little too Disney, a little too saccharine. It was sweet. If you're into that thing, then you loved this. And I didn't. Just because I'm saying you loved it doesn't mean I hated it. I didn't hate it at all. It just wasn't for me. But I did appreciate what they did. Storytelling. And there was several things in the actual episode that were clever. Were neat. But there was also a lot of stuff in this episode I could have done without. So.
Was it too whimsical for you?
Off the record, it was... I'm not a holiday movie, Christmassy person. It's just not me. If you are, and I know many people are, this had to have been wonderful. You You're not a Christmassy person. You don't celebrate Christmas, but
Yes, but I do see it for
yeah,
the whimsical charm that a Christmas special is supposed to have.
yeah, and it definitely had that. But like this felt like this could have been on the Hallmark Channel.
Yes, as well. Then again, yes, it's a Christmas special, which, well, it's one of the things that the Hallmark Channel is well known for, making Christmas specials, which is actually what the network is. Simply, on other times of the year, simply take out the Christmas but leave everything out.
There you go.
And there, you still have the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah. Like it was fine. It was fine and it was sweet. But I'm not a fine, sweet person. Like I don't know. It was a little too ham-fisted for me, which is the point. It's a Hallmark Christmas special is not subtle. It's very much, woman comes back to visit her old town and she's successful and she meets this rugged, down on his luck, handsome guy and they fall in love and he teaches her the meaning of Christmas and she stays and then they. This wasn't that bad at all. No. There are just parts of it I didn't care for. And I assume I am in the very, very small minority here. I assume 100% that I'm going to get just absolutely roasted in the comments. But again, I'm not saying it was a crappy episode. It wasn't. If we included the Christmas specials in Medal Ceremony, it wouldn't have made it on the Medal Ceremony at all. It just would have been middle of the road. So, I mean, it's there at least. But as far as content, I'm not the audience for this. And I completely 100% own up to that, that skewed perspective I have of it. 100% own up to it. But for what it was, as said, it's fine.
Go to the notes and see
Okay.
what you did and did not like about different parts.
I didn't necessarily dislike certain. Well, they were just pushing, and I get it's because it's a Christmas special and it's a Christmas Carol. It's their telling of a Christmas Carol, so they're going to be. I don't know. There are just parts of it that the Doctor didn't feel like the Doctor that I've grown accustomed to, that I finally became comfortable with. And I get they were doing it to be whimsical, and cute and clever, but it's not a whimsical, cute or clever that works for me. As I said, this is not in my wheelhouse. So if it did work for you, more power to you. As I've always said, I'm not saying just because I don't like something that you're wrong for liking it. You're not. Just as I'm not wrong for not liking it as much as you did. Or as much as you did. I'm not the target audience for this. But I can still appreciate what they were doing and how the target audience, you're more of the target audience than I am, would love this. And I can see how the Hallmark Channel crowd would eat this shit up. And just be 100% in it. And that's fine. It's totally cool. Yeah, let's go to the notes.
Philip's notes.
So we arrive on this planet and clouds will look like clouds and there are fish in the clouds. And there's this family talking to this older gentleman and apparently he owns the clouds. And he also owns people, in a manner of speaking. He gives out loans to people and in return they give a family member.
Yes.
Wow. Just wow.
That's really, yes, a call back to older times.
Yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, they're collateral. And Kazran says, my family tamed the skies, and I own them. I like the idea that what's the one thing that people on this planet don't own, really? The sky. Mm-hmm. Now, you can have no-fly zones. You can own the sky that way, but you actually don't own the sky.
Indeed.
This guy did. That was interesting. I like the part where, there's going to be more positive stuff, than you might think. There's parts I liked. It just overall, it just was too sugary sweet for me, personally. But the part where the Doctor's there and Kazran goes to slap the kid and doesn't, and then the Doctor comes back and figures it out, and he's like, the portrait and the chair's away from the portrait, and this, and there's no tree, and he was going all Sherlock on him. Your chair's not facing your father because you don't want to look at him. Or he's like, you're not like him. You want to know why? You didn't hit the boy. I was like, ooh.
Yes.
Aw. Then we learned that there are fish that can swim in fog. Interesting.
Yes, very
Fish
interesting.
that can swim in fog. Because there's ice crystals and...
Yes.
Huh. But the whole time this is all happening, there's a ship in the sky with Rory and Amy on it that's crashing into this planet. The doctor's trying to get this guy to do something with his machine so the ship can land. He doesn't care.
It's a bit of an issue that was nagging at me throughout the whole thing because, well, if he owns it, it's his property, meaning that whatever happens in it is going to be his legal responsibility. And is there some sort of intergalactic... Are there some intergalactic regulations
Yeah, maybe.
regarding this, considering that it's space travel?
Would the Shadow Proclamation have any jurisdiction here?
Yes, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. Huh.
Because one of the first things that would have to be dealt with would be space travel itself.
Yeah.
So things like this, well, think about, for example, if someone were to do something on our property, we would be, to an extent, responsible because we let it happen.
Right.
Well, especially if we knew that it was happening but didn't do anything about it. And that is one thing I was wondering. I'm not sure how far up in the socio-political hierarchy he's in, but to an extent, would he have some sort of legal case filed against him by friends and family of the people that would have died suing him?
I don't know. He was telling the president to shut up. So he must be like the god king of this planet.
Yes,
I don't know.
There's also that, so I wasn't exactly sure where is he in society? Is he basically king but without a crown?
It seemed like it, yeah. And it was at this point when the doctor realized that he didn't care. He's like, the ship can crash for all I care. That he had to literally turn this into a Christmas carol to try and save the ship. So Kazran became Scrooge.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right. Instead of gold, he's hoarding. And all that. You know, he's hoarding what he owns up there.
Yes.
And then he says he's a ghost of Christmas past. And he's like, get out of my house, whatever. And he's like, I'll be back sooner than you think. The projection of Kazran as a child's on the wall. And the doctor shows up in the past in the projection. That was aces. That was so good. Like the way they did the ghost stuff, that worked for me. I thought it was cool. Like older Kazran's watching himself as a boy with a doctor there. And here's where it ethically becomes a little okay. And Kazran brought it up. The doctor was rewriting his life, rewriting his memories.
Yes, without his consent.
To get to and his goal was noble. But at the same time, was it okay?
It was the doctor's own agenda, after all, not in any way Kazran's agenda.
Yeah. I like the whole idea there of him literally being the ghost Christmas past, going into the past to do it, to show, present Kazran, what was going on. Because we see him being abused by his dad verbally and, physically and all that. And then I like the line that the doctor says to young Kazran when the doctor's trying to figure everything out. He's got the sonic screwdriver and all that stuff. And he says, you know what boys say in the face of danger? Mommy. Which plays right back into a previous episode in season 5. There was a Hungry Earth, I think, is that one, where the boy was getting chased by the Homo reptilian through the graveyard and all that stuff. And he's pinned against the door. You see the point of view of the creature looking at him. And what does he say? And then he vanishes. So I thought it was a cool little callback to that moment. And then they're trying to get into the vault of people, the cryogenically frozen people. And he's like, what's the code? And the boy's like, I don't know it. And Kazran's like, 7258, 7258. What is it? I'm not old enough to know it yet. 7258. Thank you. That's what I needed to know. The time travel stuff, that was done really well. And I just like the older version of Kazran watching this all unfold on the screen, on the wall, like the projection on the wall. Like all this is happening, he's watching it.
Yes. Congratulations to him. You're seeing your new memories as they happen.
There you go, yeah. And then they just so happen to awaken the Shark Whisperer.
Yes.
It's my impression. It's beautiful.
Oh, it was They picked
It
an
was-
excellent person to
Yes.
sing it.
Yes, whoever was the operatic voice was very nice. It was very, very nice. If I recall, it's Abigail, young Kazran, and they're in the TARDIS and they're in the sky and they're like, this is amazing. He's like, no, I keep amazing out there. And he opens the door and it's like the fish are swimming and it says, it was so Disney. So Disney. And I'm just like, this is so Disney. You're loving this.
Oh yes, I thought that it was an excellent show of it's like being inside of some sort of aquatic zoo, but in the tank.
Yeah, there you go. Imagine us in the future watching Disney together and reacting to it. Here we go. Here's a question for everyone. If we could watch any Disney movie together and have us react to it, Disney fan, not a Disney fan, what would it be and why? Let us know down in the comments below. Then we have the shark pulling the carriage. And I was just like, even you were like...
Well, the problem I had with it was, wait, you didn't get the other piece of the sonic screwdriver out before setting the shark free?
My thing was like, this show literally jumped the shark. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, it's a Disney special, so they get to have a sleigh ride, even if it is pulled by a flying shark.
I'll allow it. And then we have older Kazran and Abigail, and they're looking at her family through the glass or through the window. And he says that they look very poor. They are very poor. It doesn't mean you can't be happy. I like that message.
That was very sweet.
Also, that money does buy happiness. It sure can pay your bills and make you feel secure. So, but I like the idea.
Yes.
It's not really pragmatic, but it's a nice little notion that you can not be the wealthiest person on the planet and still be happy.
Yes. It's very much about attitude. You could wallow in misery, or you could look in the face of what is holding you back and still keep on appreciating what you do have and keep your head strong and say that, well, I'm still making the best of this.
When you said wallow in misery, I was like, but I won't say we're miserable. We're just fed up with certain things. And we'll leave it at that.
Yes, there is definitely a difference between those two.
Yeah, so yeah. And then we see the number ticking down on Abigail's box. And it's down to 1. And the doctor's like, I'll see you next year. And adult Kazran. And then adult Kazran's like, isn't this getting a little old? Christmas Eve is getting a little old. And just the way the doctor said, old. Like he was just so like, oh. I didn't realize I was boring you. It's like, aw, poor doctor. He gives him the broken sonic screwdriver. And says, if you ever need me, just activate it and I'll come. I won't need you. And then the doctor says, what's happened? What are you not telling me? And I was like, yeah, good on him for picking that up. Because he went from being like, jovial and whimsical to stern and mean. It's kind of slowly sliding back into like the idea of fate, like with Van Gogh.
Yes.
Can you really change a person? Like what nature versus nurture? With Van Gogh's it was,
yes,
more nature. With Kazran it was more nurture because he was taught to be mean and curmudgeonly.
Yes, which doesn't make one more or less powerful. They can both be very powerful components on a person.
Yes. Yeah. Adult Kazran opens the thing and takes out the screwdriver. And the doctor appears at his window behind him and he's so happy. And then Kazran shuts the curtains on him. And I was like, aw. Poor doctor's be so confused. Like his buddy won't talk to him. And it's a blink of an eye for the doctor, but still had to be disappointing and sad for him.
Yes.
And then we get to that dilemma where Kazran's still older Kazran still won't do anything. And then they send Amy there as the ghost of Christmas present. And we're looking at Abigail, and it's one more day with her, one more day to be with her. And Kazran says he's on it. This is very 100% legit from him. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying he has the right to think this. He says, I wouldn't have known her had the doctor not changed my whole life to suit himself. Now, he wasn't doing that, but from Kazran's point of view, he was manipulated.
Yes.
It was for the greater good in the end to save these people on this ship, including his friends. But I can see where Kazran's coming from.
Yeah.
Just as like a person with autonomy. It was taken away from you. So I'm not saying he's right at all. I'm just saying I see where he's coming from. I'm glad the doctor did what he did. Obviously, it was the right thing to do. But one can argue ethically.
Yes, it really depends upon what you're doing with it. For example, doing this, well, this is like putting strings on him. And, well, there's a word for this. It's called manipulation. But, of course, what are you doing the manipulation for?
Yeah.
Is it for this person's own good or not?
And it wasn't. It was for the greater good. So, but that line did have some weight to it at the same time. Because the strings are still there. We can't act like they're not.
Yes, it's still manipulation, nevertheless.
It's not working. So I like when they bring Kazran onto the ship as a hologram so he can see firsthand all the people and what's going on. Make him have some empathy, because he has none. Make him have some empathy for the situation. And he still doesn't. And there was a really good back and forth between them. I didn't write it down because it was a lot and I was trying to pay attention. When they were talking, it was like all these people could die tonight. Well, tonight's as good a night as any. Stuff like that back and forth was really, really good. Just showing how just nihilistic he really was.
Everything that he was saying was technically true.
Mm-hmm.
What they were both saying were actually true statements. It was their attitudes towards those truths that really separated them.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have the notion of Kazran being like, when am I going to see the future? And the doctor's like, it's already here. And he brings out young Kazran out of the fucking TARDIS to look at his future self. That was the best part of the episode to me.
Yes.
That was so good. Because his younger self just appalled at what he's become.
It reminds me of that one mental experiment that if you could go back and see your younger self, what would you say to the younger self, but also what is this younger self how are you going to look towards the younger self?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Easily the best part of the episode to me. How do you get through to someone who doesn't have any empathy? The only thing they care about is themselves. Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. And then the doctor finally does get through to Kazran. He wants to help the people, and he can't because the machine won't respond, because the doctor has changed him so much that the machine doesn't recognize him as him anymore.
Yes, it's a very, very bad aspect of the machine. Life is very unpredictable, so he could have had, at any moment, any traumatic experience, and it wouldn't have been able to work.
That is
anyway,
true. Yeah.
Which led me to wonder, this is a very bad mechanism.
Bad design.
Yes.
And then he's like, I'm sorry, but we need her to sing so her voice can resonate into the clouds and tame the skies and the ship can land. And so he brings her out for one last day. She sings. I don't know who it really was. If it was actually Catherine Jenkins, then kudos. But they had one last Christmas Eve together. And they go on a ride on the...
Yes, which, how convenient, is here and still alive. How old do sharks live anyway?
I don't know. Long enough.
And well, of course, it's a Christmas special, so if there's anything that doesn't make sense at all that occurs in any sort of special, it can be blamed on the magic of Christmas did it.
Oh yeah, I don't care. It was actually a shark pulling. I don't care about that. Like that's whatever. Like we're in Doctor Who land.
Yes.
It's fine. Like the very first episode we ever watched of this show was a blob monster in a trash can eating someone. I can buy a shark pulling a carriage in the sky when that's where they live, is in the sky. That's fine. It was just the notion of everything just way too sugary and sprinkles and candy canes and. But yeah, that is all for my notes. Everything else, our friend patrons over on Patreon. Plot wise, it was fine. I like the skeleton of the episode. It was like the meat of the episode, and like just didn't work for me. But there was neat ideas, and I really like the way they wove A Christmas Carol into the Whovian universe. So,
indeed, I thought that it was an excellent way of having A Christmas Carol with a Whovian twist.
Yeah, I will agree with that. It was. Like, there's no way you could have made this and not have it be sugary and sweet and saccharine and whimsical and all these things. I understand that. As said, I'm just not the target audience for that. So it's by no means a fault of the episode at all. It's not a fault to me. It's just how I am. You know, like I'm more of like, give me a horror episode, and I'm on board. I know there's people out there who don't like the horror episodes. It's too dark, and I can respect that. But you know, it takes all kinds. So not every episode can be like what I want. It's not gonna be. So and given that, like I said, this is a Hallmark Christmas episode. You know, it did a good job at capturing that kind of whimsy. It did. And I'm sure this is a lot of people's favorite Christmas special, and I can see why. Because a lot of people like Hallmark Disney stuff. But then there's a smaller segment of the population that doesn't. But we can coexist together. All right, well, you like this more than I did. So is there anything else you'd like to add about this episode before we wrap it up?
No.
Okay. Well, we are going to wrap this one up. As always, I don't have a fancy outro. So simply say thank you for watching and for putting up with me. And we will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.
Goodbye.
I think it's the first episode I just ended. I just like laugh uncontrollably, to have tears in my eyes. It's fine.